Hello and welcome to Jessie Bear Book Club. Today we are reviewing Give Me My Children Back by Sarah Allred. This book came across my radar because it was promoted by Amanda Rae on her Instagram when she met Sarah Allred at a book fair, and I immediately knew I had to read it. I got the book on Audible because it's available there and it is read by her, which I completely loved. And it is also an amazing comparison to Rachel Jeff's book, Breaking Free, because they were sister wives to Richard Allred. Sarah was the first of Rich's 7 wives, and Rachel was the third, so I got to see Rich in a different light. He was very loving towards Sarah at the beginning of their relationship, and that cools off. He also gets this obsession almost with Rachel. And then there is a family dynamic on how all the other sister wives treat each other and view each other. And she's been there from the beginning, so you get a different point of view than somebody coming in halfway. There are the normal polygamy book name changes that go on. Rachel is referred to as Mara for the entire book, which I found quite strange. I also know that Sarah changed all of Rachel Jeff's children's names in the book, probably for privacy reasons and so she doesn't get sued, but it's normal in polygamy books. I've grown so used to it, and in my head the entire time I just kept reading Rachel because I knew it was Rachel. This book is a bit more like Rebecca Musser's book. It feels a lot more personal than Rachel Jeff's book, less ghost written, shall we say. Sarah Allred's view of Rachel Jeff's was very interesting. In Rachel's book, she assumes her sister wives hate her because she is the new wife, when Rachel obviously was Richard's favourite wife. She was tall, she was blonde, and most importantly, she was the prophet's daughter. There also was an enormous class divide. Rachel views their home as beneath her own standards, and that is so obvious to Sarah, and it hurts her feelings, though she doesn't want to voice that she feels she is below her in the social rank of the polygamy world. There is also a horrible scene where Sarah walks in on Rachel and Rich in bed by mistake, and you just feel so sorry for Sarah. This is her husband, the man she's lived with for the last few years, she has had children with, and now he is infatuated with this much younger, in her view, prettier, more high-standing lady, and it pains her on a very deep, intimate level. She also feels that Rich is giving up his time to spend it with Rachel instead of with her and her children. Throughout the book, Sarah has really horrible pregnancies and ends up on bed rest for most of them. I felt incredibly sorry for her when her baby died. Another scene that really hurt my heart was watching her son burn his toy trucks in the fireplace because the prophet said he had to, and he cried while doing it. That poor little boy. Sarah struggles with a lot of the new Warren Jeffs rules, but her hardest thing to overcome is when Rich marries a 16-year-old girl. She sees this little girl as a child and nowhere near mature enough to get married. This has been mirrored in many other polygamist books and seems to be a constant thread through every polygamist cult. The women feel the young marriages are wrong, but there is nothing they can do or say about them. Sarah Allred is obviously very brainwashed for a lot of her life. She is far more brainwashed than Rachel Jeffs ever was because Rachel Jeffs understood her father, whereas Sarah takes it all verbatim and only starts questioning once the rules become very, very strange. Sarah also doesn't have a mobile phone like Rachel did, so she is even more isolated from her family. The only people she ever gets to talk to are Rich's sister wives and people in her immediate community. This book takes place over a longer time period than Rachel Jeff's book, so you get to see Rich change a lot and become more controlling. He used to be a loving husband that would take out the trash, and now he won't. He also makes Sarah listen to Warren Jeff's sermons while they're having sex, which is just so weird. I bet Rich never made Rachel do that because he always seems to be all over her. Also, poor Sarah. Not only did he walk in on Rich and Rachel having sex, he also walked in on Rich and his young 16-year-old bride. Ooh, that poor lady, it must have been so hard to deal with. All her emotions must have been so bottled up. I also feel so sorry for Sarah. She had 6 babies in quick succession and never once enjoyed sex. She must have felt like such a brood mare. The book ends on a cliffhanger with the promise of a second book to come, covering how Sarah got her children back from the cult. As polygamist books go, this is one of the better ones. I give it 8 out of 10. It has some of the weird ghostwriter thing going on, but it feels far more personal than Rachel Jeff's book. This is the second time I have read conjoining sister wives books. I read Susan and Irene's book from the LeBaron cult and compared the two, and now I have read Sarah and Rachel's book from the FLDS community, and it is one of my favorite things to do, compare the way both of them view the world and life with the same man. Oof, I couldn't even do it. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out my polygamist playlist down below, where I have reviewed lots of different polygamist books. You can also follow me on Instagram at Lady Jessica Riddell, and make sure and subscribe to this channel so you never miss out on my polyg content. Until next time, keep sweet. Bye.